Today I'm going to show you how to make a spooky Halloween sign that'll be the perfect addition to any Halloween display. This step-by-step tutorial will show you how to make unique and original Halloween signs that can be carved to say whatever you want or made into a spooky Halloween entrance sign. So join me for this super simple Halloween tutorial. To begin making our Halloween sign, we need insulation foam board. Now I'm using the one that's 2 inches thick, and they sell these in sheets of 4 feet by 8 feet. Now we're going to cut this to 16 inches tall by 8 feet wide, so it's going to be a pretty wide sign, but you can cut it to whatever measurements fit your driveway, your entrance, your gate area. Next, we're going to get our Dremel tool. We're going to print out words. We're going to be using glue. It's a super simple project, and any remaining insulation foam board can be used to carve realistic looking tombstones. I have done so many awesome looking tombstones using a jigsaw, a Dremel, some paint, X-Acto knife, and you've got them much better than what they sell at the big stores. So if you want to make your own tombstones, there's a link below in the description where I show you how to carve tombstones using insulation foam board, because you will have a lot left over after making the sign. So make the sign, then make some tombstones, and check out that other tutorial below. Also, this tutorial is simply a guide on how to make a Halloween sign, but take it and create something unique and beautiful and spooky and make your own awesome Halloween sign. I wanted to take a moment to share with y'all the newest children's book I've written. It's called Oliver and the Lost Flame, and it's a Halloween story based on a young pumpkin named Oliver and his quest to save his town after their enchanted flame was snuffed out, leaving the town of Pumpkin Patch in disarray and afraid. This book is rated for children 3 to 10 years old, and it's available on Amazon via paperback. The book is also available internationally and has been printed in English, Spanish, and French. So if anyone wants to support me or read it to their kiddos, go check it out. Now that we've cut our board, we're going to start gluing the letters that we printed out. I've used font 375 for the letters, and you can spell anything out. But we need to cut it up and glue it down here with Elmer's purple glue. I'm using a level so that I can actually make a line from the bottom of where I want the words to be all the way over here, so that all the words are in one perfectly straight line. You don't have to do this, but I want it to look very neat and professional, so I'm definitely going to do a line so that all the words, the bottom of the words, can touch it, and they'll be nice and straight like that. So let's get to it. As you can see, I drew a line that's completely leveled and runs all the way to the end. And these letters over here were the ones that were printed. And it gave me a bunch of sheets. So you just have to cut the sheets of paper so that they fit right next to each other. As you can see there, there's the remnants of that. So once you cut them, you can use the line as your guide so that you know exactly where the words are going to go, so that they're all nice and straight. Now we're going to get the Elmer's purple glue. We're going to apply it to the back of the paper and to the board, and then we're going to stick it on there. And once it dries, we can start using our Dremel tool to carve this out. Again, you can print out whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be letters, it can be designs, but you just want to glue it to the board, and after a few hours, once it's done, then you can begin the carving process. So to begin, I have my glue stick here. It goes on purple and then it dries clear. So what I like to do is mark the corners just like that, so we know exactly where we're going to put the sheet of paper once it comes down. We want to make sure that we're on the line. We've put our first sheet down. And then this glue dries fast. In a couple of hours, this will be dry and we can start carving. Now it's time to carve out the sign. And just a quick tip, everything I use on my channel, all the tools, items, materials, I link it in the description of this video. Now for this, we're going to be using a Dremel tool that I have right here. We also have rotary bits that we attach to the Dremel tool. I'm just using the thickest one. So I'm gonna link this one as well that I'm using, so that when you get it, if you'd like to use the thickest one, it's all the way on the right-hand side. So normally what I would do is I would carve out the entire letter. So everything painted in black would be carved out with our Dremel tool. But this time I'm gonna do this sign differently. I'm simply going to outline along the edges of the outside and on the inside, and I'm going to leave all of the black parts black. I'm not gonna remove them with my Dremel tool. I'm doing that so that I can paint the inside with phosphorescent paint. That is essentially glow-in-the-dark paint that's activated with black light. So you definitely need a black light for this. But phosphorescent paint works best when we do things such as paint it on a flat surface. Let's get to carving. This is gonna be super simple. Remember, hearing protection, eye protection, and wear a dust mask. So let's get started. And this is what it should look like. As you can see, we just outlined all the words. So now in here, we're gonna be using phosphorescent paint, which will glow under black light. I think it's gonna look really awesome. I'll probably just use orange, but you can definitely go with any color. And again, like I said earlier, if you wanted to, you could just use the same Dremel tool that made these outlines and go like this in here to get rid of all of this. Phosphorescent paint doesn't glow as well when it's deep in areas like that. So now that we're done with that, I'm gonna try something pretty cool. I have these skulls here from the Dollar Tree. Each one was just $1. So I have quite a few of them, and I'm going to place them on the top like this, maybe in different angles, but all along the top. And I'm going to be using expanding foam, which is the big gap and crack expanding foam, because it'll expand a lot. So let's get to it. So as you can see, I made holes. These holes are about 1/4 of an inch deep. They're not deep at all, but when we put the expanding foam all over here, it allows it to grab onto something that isn't completely smooth. This is the one we're using, gaps and cracks. Put expanding foam just like that. Now this is going to expand quite a bit, but I think it'll just add to the creepy factor of it. And just like that. Let's put a little bit more. I put some tape on the back so I could push it a little bit higher if need be. Just like that. Now that I've painted it black, we're going to paint the letters with orange fluorescent paint. Now this one will be activated when a black light is shined on the letters. So you need a black light for the awesome glow effect. We're going to paint all of the letters on the inside, and then I'm probably going to use some spray paint in between the skulls that you see over there to maybe paint the expanding foam a little bit black. And then I'm probably going to use the same paint on the eye areas, so that all of these eyes will glow as well in the dark. Now to finish this off, we're going to spray paint the skulls and the expanding foam black with this Color Max Paint and Primer in flat black. We're going to paint it all. Make sure you cover the Mount Halloween with some paper so it doesn't get any black on it. So to finish it off, as you can see, I made a hole. I made a 3/4 inch hole right here to fit in this piece of PVC that I've cut to 3.5 inches. And what we're doing is pushing it in like that. So now we can put rope or wire to attach it to our archway or porch, wherever you're gonna put this. So we made 2 holes. And since this is an 8-foot section, I made the holes at 30 inches from the right and 30 inches from the left. And that's it. We should put the wire or rope and be done with it. And once you spray paint it, look at it. You can't even see it. Right there. We're good.